There are reports that say that you have the lowest approval rating of any vice president.
Well, there are polls that also say I have great approval ratings.
Swing voters don't like Harris. How big a drag is Kamala Harris on the ticket?
She's a pretty big drag. I think she was arguably Biden's worst political decision.
They don't like her. There's lots of reasons they don't like her.
Kamala Harris's approval rating is now at 28%, which is an historic low for any modern vice president.
We're hearing it from mainstream media, one outlet after another, one leak after another. That Kamala Harris is the worst vice president ever, the worst politician ever.
We don't see the vice president. What people are saying to me, and I'm sure they're saying it to you, where's the vice president? Some White House officials are feeling that she came off looking unprepared for inevitable questions about when she might visit the southern border.
We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I don't understand the point that you're making.
The point that Lester Holt was making was obvious to anyone else who was watching this interview, which is that the issues at the border are inextricably linked with the portfolio that she's been given.
The border is secure. We have a secure border.
Bidenomics is working.
Prices have gone up. And families and individuals are dealing with the realities of that bread costs more, that gas costs more. And we have to understand what that means. That's about the cost of living going up.
He picked Kamala Harris to be his running mate. She was ranked and is ranked as the most liberal senator in the United States Senate. So he could have gone the other way, but he went to the left.
Joe Biden is running for re-election, and I will be his ticket mate. Full stop. Full stop. That's it.
The media, hypocrites. I like what Mays put here. As we get ready for the media to praise Kamala Harris as the greatest nominee ever, remember that 2 months ago, she was ridiculed as a failed VP who was hurting Biden's re-election chances. Crazy how things change rather quickly. I mean, super fast, you know what I mean? And it's a fly in my room, y'all, and it's been really ticking me off, y'all. Summer, it's almost over. It's almost over. But anyhow, look like she's starting to believe the hype, huh? No. She spoke in, Philadelphia, I think, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania recently? I can't remember. One of those P's. The only reason why I can't remember is because anytime she speaks, it's like, Undecided Voter reacts to Kamala Harris's speech, though, and said that she wasn't clear enough on the policies, and he don't feel like she's ready, and she should probably wait. It's just a brutal. Check it out.
She wasn't clear enough on the policies. She did speak a lot of her personal history, which was great. But I still don't feel like she's ready. I feel like more so she should wait. I don't want to, per se, vote for someone that is a backup.
All right. Now, she is definitely not ready. In addition to that, her protecting us, I just don't feel safe. Now, really quickly before we continue, I got a text the other day saying that I won some sort of prize and I needed to click the link. Immediately knew it was spam. And the one reason why I get so many spam calls and spam texts, and you do too, is because of these big companies not caring about keeping our data safe. And recently, Ticketmaster was hacked and over 500 million users' data was stolen and sold to the dark web. That stolen data includes full names, addresses, email addresses, phone numbers, and your credit card information. Now, at best, this leads to more spam, but at worst, fraud. And Ticketmaster, they ain't doing nothing about it. They said it has no material impact on their overall business, so they don't care. Unfortunately, these businesses are happy to collect, but they ain't too eager to protect. And that's why I use Aura.com, the sponsor of today's video. Aura alerts me when my data has been a part of a data breach or leaked on the dark web. It gives me fast fraud alerts if anyone tries to use that data to access my credit card or bank accounts, and it removes my information from data broker websites so I get less spam. I also get things like transaction monitoring, a VPN, a password manager, parental controls, and identity theft insurance, all in one affordable app. Being a YouTuber, it's important to make sure that my information isn't compromised, but if it ever was, I wouldn't even be too worried about it because I know Aura's always in the back keeping me safe. And not only myself, I don't want to just have my family vulnerable to data breaches, and I don't want you to either. So we're going to keep Aura working hard in the background to keep us safe. And in order for you to do so, please visit the link in the description right now, aura.com/kingdomreacts, and you will get 2 weeks free. The description below right now. But what's even more brutal is in the video we just watched is the other 6 out of 8 total panelists are going for Kamala. I'm sure that was awkward for him, but Kamala, she wasn't even ready for the Senate in my opinion, and definitely not for her failed VP vice presidency. Her presidential candidacy is a joke at this point to me. But yeah, I feel like he was really, if we put a curtain back, he a Trump supporter. That's just me though. I don't want to, stereotype nobody. Let's read a few comments. A lot of people feel that way. Swing voters are not impressed either. I don't know who needs to hit us, but Trump was actually already president once. Amen. Excuse me. And it was unmitigated, and it was an unmitigated disaster that crashed the country into a crater of pandemic, insurrection, death, debt, and division that is ongoing in so much as Trump exists as a threat to take power again. So yeah, we obviously got a hater right here. Yeah, I want to say it's a parody account, but only because these people are jokes. I have news for him. She won't ever be ready, and that is a good thing. Yeah, man. And even Georgia swing voters, they worry just like we are.
People are assuming that because I'm a Latina woman that, oh, I'm going to be excited about her. And it's not that easy for me because I worry about character. We had somebody that was the right hand of somebody that was not healthy who was silent about it. And that concerns me. Concerned
indeed. I mean, if she was willing to withhold that information, and we know that she's willing to lie about a lot of other things. In addition to that, she's assisted a career politician who's a liar and who's been debunked so many different times. Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people feel the same way. And then you got the people that want to go, but you're not worried about the convicted criminal, you know what I'm saying, who had, relations with the porn star and yana. Oh man, people be worried about the wrong stuff. Her character speaks volumes. We already know that they're trying to scrub her history, quite literally rewrite her history from off of the internet. You can't really search anything that's accurate about her past without going to like a third party journalistic source, let's just say X, in order to receive said information. But anyhow, the Democratic National Convention is backfiring, man. It's continuing to backfire. My dumb budget just clicked. That's what the dude in the beginning was referring to, the DNC. Okay, look at me. Okay, y'all, I have some blind moments too. Anyhow, the Democratic National Convention is backfiring. The black influencer says after watching the DNC, he doesn't care if he loses followers. He has to speak out and say, do not vote for Kamala Harris. And my dog, man, that's how they feel about Kamala apparently too.
Black people, how long y'all gonna let this woman play in y'all face? How long y'all gonna let this woman play in y'all face? Again, I may lose followers for this, but facts is more important than fame to me. You dig what I'm saying? So I'm gonna keep this a buck. For all of you that watched the DNC convention, right? The Democratic National Convention last night, Kamala Harris came up there, and within the first 2 minutes, she let y'all know who she really was. Within the first 2 minutes, she let you know an Indian woman and a Jamaican man created my sister and I'm so proud. I wish mama was here and da-da-da-da. She just told you in real time she is not a black American. And what did Martin Luther King Jr. say? In his book, Where Do We Go From Here, which was published in 1967, Martin Luther King Jr. said that that one of the things that the Negro must do in order to truly gain his own sense of manhood is accept the fact that the American Negro is not an African. He is a true and authentic hybrid, a combination of two cultures. But Kamala Harris is not part of this culture. She is not part of black American culture. But what she is doing is the same thing that Malcolm X said that the liberal would do. The liberal will politically pander to the Negro. This is exactly what Kamala Harris did last night. That woman she sat in y'all's face, and Cat Williams said it. This is 2024. All lies will be exposed. She sat in y'all's face and played with y'all. She gives you Megan Thee Stallion. Y'all clap for her. She gives you Lil Jon. Y'all clap for her. Listen to me. I am not telling you that Kamala Harris is I'm not saying she's the devil. I'm not saying she's anything other than what she is. She is a politician that had the more political power than Trump did for the past 3 years. But now we got to wait for her to get in office to make changes that she could have been making that when she's already been pulling the strings. Kamala Harris has been running the White House for at least since 2021 because 3 quick points. One, we know Joe Biden ain't been competent since about 2021. Secondly, we know that Kamala Harris knows how to play the political and the law game. We know this. And thirdly, by y'all allowing this lady to come up here and tell you straight up lies about what she's going to do and how bad the country is and Donald Trump this and Donald Trump that. That lady spent more time bashing Donald Trump. Understandably so, it's politics. She spent more time bashing Donald Trump than laying out a plan. You know what she did? She said she did the same thing Barack Obama did when people was happy to see a black man that looked better than Shirley Chisholm and talked better than Jesse Jackson get up and say, we have to reverse 8 years of bad George Bush policy. We're going to bring change to America. What kind of change? We're going to bring change to America. Yes, we can. We can do what? Yes, we can. Change has come to the Democrats politically pander, but do nothing. Meanwhile, in California, Governor Newsom is getting ready to sign a bill that's going to allow illegal immigrants to come over to this country, get 0 to 20% down loans on houses, and which is going to give them up to $20,000 to put directly in their pocket so that they can purchase homes, so that they can get themselves on their own 2 feet, pull themselves up with the government's bootstraps, meanwhile telling black people essentially, oh, just fend for yourself, Negroes. Y'all will figure it out. Governor, look it up. Look up the immigration funding bill, because that's basically what it is that Governor Newsom is getting ready to sign, specifically targeted to help illegal immigrants. You know who runs California? Democrats. You know who's trying to run the White House right now? A Democrat and a Republican candidate. You know, between the two of them, which one I would pick? I'll tell you this. It damn sure wouldn't be Kamala Harris. I'll tell you that. I stand on that with big business. I'm going to tell you that with everything in me. I'm not saying I'm not even saying that I like Donald Trump, but I will tell you this much. I will not be voting for Kamala Harris. Will not. You dig what I'm saying? Black people, stop letting these politicians, these political pander guys play in your face. It's disrespectful to us, it's disrespectful to Martin, and it's disrespectful to Malcolm. Malcolm X told you the one you really got to worry about is the liberal, because the liberal is going to come to you as a friend, but in actuality, be a legitimate foe. You dig what I'm saying? Church.
I will say this, the DNC was nothing compared to the RFK and Trump rally. The left officially lost, in my opinion, when it comes to that, but we know what we up against. It was a total disaster for the DNC, but we know that we're still against the powers that be. Somebody said independent thinkers will have similar opinions. Let's continue. Trump Vance 2024 for sure. I wish it was Trump and Vivek. I think it's the wrong V. No, I'm starting to like Vance. I'm not gonna lie. He's not too bad of a choice at all. I think I'm just a little biased. So, admittedly, there's that. Somebody said base black man. Somebody said, let's assume race is not a factor. Not a factor. Been so many times before. When someone tells black voters what the Republicans' plan or agenda is for the black voters, okay. They kind of wrote this kind of funny. Some are old enough to remember him. I don't know what he's saying, y'all. I'm just gonna move on. She is not the magic black person you seek, young Jedis. Excellent message. Good for him. She doesn't have a vision for the country that she can verbalize to the American people, because every time she tries to verbalize it to us, we keep telling her that's communism. What are you talking about? Yeah, she'll never have no she never really had no plan, man. She doesn't. I don't think she's like he said, a backup, and a self-proclaimed black woman. Wow.